What's poppin', y'all? This has got to be the worst week of DDG's streaming career because it's just been negative thing after negative thing, and it's not just his streaming career. And we're going to go through every single part of it. Number one is his cameraman left him.
As you guys do know, I have, me and Ed have parted ways. I seen some fake captions, they saying that me and Ed is beefing. That is not the case. But, I did not fire Ed. Ed decided that he wanted to leave. So I said, you know what? I understand it. And y'all know I always preach to people like, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, go another route, I always preach that. I can't be mad at it because, you know, if I'm hanging around doing this and that, I'm going to get inspired too, and I'm going to want to do whatever I want to do. So, that's that, y'all. So I gotta find a new cameraman. Unfortunate, you know, it happens. It is what it is.
So here, DDG announces his cameraman, Edmund, left him. This is the second cameraman that left him, by the way. The first guy was Johnny, and that dude Johnny's really successful right now. He's killing it. There was no bad blood between them, so DDG needed another cameraman after that. Also, that dude Johnny was the only one that showed up to DDG, the only streamer in LA that showed up to DDG's show, showed him a lot of love, support. That guy seems like a very authentic, big-hearted guy. Now, for this Edmund guy, why did he leave?
But why did I leave? I want to preface. Hey, you want to be a streamer. You left to be a streamer. I'm going to be a streamer. If I see somebody say, Ed left to be a fucking pickleball champion, that's what the fuck I'm going to do next. Don't tell me what the fuck not to do, because I'm going to do it. Follow your heart always. You left to be a cornstarch, Space Coop, get you, look, watch this. I'm gonna give you a chance.
So of course, immediately when this guy leaves, he hops on and he starts talking about why he left, and he's streaming, of course. And you see the chat moving. And do you think these guys are fans of this guy? Well, they might become fans of this guy now, but no, really, they're fans of DDG. So this guy continues and gives a little bit of a complaint of why he had to quit.
And I'm gonna be honest, guys. Everybody gets burnt out. I'm tired. I'm gonna be honest, holding this camera is fucking tiring. Y'all don't understand. Y'all think it's a joke. In Trinidad, I held the FX6 in the hot beaming sun. Bro, I was burnt. I looked like a tomato, and I held that all day, and we were walking 25,000 steps. But y'all still call me an L cameraman. There's no winning. And I gotta accept the fact that at the end of the day, there's gonna be people that hate. But however many people we have in here, whether it's 1%, 10%, I don't care. But if you're a piece of shit that just likes to spread hate, just leave. I don't want you to buy my clothes. I don't want you to support me. I want to build a real community based off my brand reservation.
So this guy's talking about, yeah, you know, in Trinidad, I had to hold up this thing in the beaming sun. It's like, dude, that's your job. This is the problem with it. And DDG's mother was even upset with this as well.
Janelle, what you talking about? Ed quitting or whatever he did? Ed know he wrong because he could have gave, if you work in a job, you give them a notice. You don't just do like that. Ed, if you watching, yeah, I said it. You just don't do like that. You don't. I mean, it don't even have to be on 2 weeks notice, but a day or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or something. You don't do nobody like that. We family, right? At least that's what we said.
DDG's mother is Spin. I didn't know she was streaming, but you're not giving the guy a 2 weeks notice? And now DDG's in search for a new cameraman, and he talks about, you know, like he wants people around. This is why I think DDG's too big-hearted for this. Yeah, you know, I want people around me. I want bosses, and I want people to level up. No, you want a cameraman. I'm going to give DDG content right here. Free content, free game. Don't give me credit. I just want to watch it and be entertained. The next cameraman you get, you got to have the interviewing process, get a lie detector for the interviewing process. So have the guy doing the lie detector, and all the people that you try try out, you line them up in the lie detector and you ask them, hey, do you ever have any plans on streaming? Are you going to use the opportunity by being my cameraman to eventually launch your streaming career? That's going to be a banger of a stream. DDG's fan base is going to love that. And the people that actually want to become streamers, they're going to fail the lie detector and you kick them onto the curb. And the ones that aren't, now you know you've got somebody that's going to be reliable and doesn't have an ulterior motive. Because the problem is, what happened with this Edmund guy, DDG paid this guy. He took him traveling around everywhere with him. And he launched his career off of DDG's back and left DDG. So you paid this guy to build him up a career where he can get paid more. You see how insane that is? No, that's way too generous. You need somebody that is a cameraman. Like, for example, iShowSpeed's cameraman, that guy is a cameraman. That Slips dude. He loves cameras. He loves figuring out how to get better shots, how to get the underwater streams, all that other stuff. A lot of these people that want to be a cameraman or an assistant, they just want proximity to clout. They just want to be lit. It's like Dean the Great. Dean the Great had to fire one of his cameramen because the guy decided to like crack a chick in the middle of the stream. It's like, what the hell are you doing? There's a party. If you're a manager, if you're a cameraman, if you are a merch guy, if you are anybody that's part of the operation, you handle your part of the operation. You're not partying over here. All right? You're on the job. You're on the clock. So the fact that this guy launched his career off the back of DDG, I can only blame DDG. I can't blame the guy. I will say him not giving a notice is crazy. And yeah, DDG needs to get somebody who wants to be a cameraman, who is shy, who isn't charismatic. And this is the thing. DDG talks about, he wants a cameraman that he's going to be able to kick it with off camera. No, you don't. You want a nerd that you would have probably bullied. And you're like, this guy's weird. Like, why does this guy never talk to us? He just like shows up on time all the time. He doesn't ever complain. And then once the stream is off, he just goes home and turns on his computer and starts playing video games. I don't even know where he lives. I don't know anything about him. That's who you need. That's who's going to be reliable. So DDG loses his cameraman. That's off rip. Now, in sticking to his streaming career, he also got into it with his group, Capaholics. And he would get into an argument with his own brother about, you're probably like, Capaholics? That thing is still a group? Yeah, they are still a group.
I'm going to tell you exactly where everything went wrong. What? Everything went wrong. Because remember that first stream we did? That shit was great, right? But I think where everything went wrong is everybody started streaming at their own time. You stream at 10 a.m. Who the is watching streams at 10 a.m.? We got real jobs.
Me and my niggas be up at 10.
Exactly. It's not me and my niggas. It's supposed to be our niggas. It's supposed to be a pool of niggas. When you look at other organizations, but look though, when you look at other people like Core or Clover or the other niggas, when they all stream at the same time, they all together. So let's say Ron Ian. His people know Jason because Jason always in it. So they're going to go to Jason. You know what I'm saying? All of our numbers would be times 3 if we all cross-pollinate. But who am I? I'm just
What you was going to say, T.O.? You guys
So here, DDG's just giving these guys game, and I'm just sitting here listening and watching. I'm like, who's the guy on the left? Who's the guy in the middle? Who's the guy in the back left? And who's the guy in the back right? And that's the point that DDG's trying to make. He's like, we need to do stuff together. And DDG is the guy that doesn't need to tell them this. He doesn't need to be in anything with them. They need to take the initiative to be in something with DDG because that's going to clout them up. The only reason whatever viewers that they have watched him is because of DDG. That's the nucleus. That's the core of everything. Now, Dub, he's also known. He's known as DDG's brother, but I know who Dub is. I recognize Dub. These guys I don't, frankly. And he would go in on them again when he's wearing these pretty cool glasses.
Y'all don't know how to be honest with yourself. That's your problem. That's your problem. It's cool. That's like how about instead of saying, we're you said this and that. Why don't we say, all right, bet we finna tee this up there. That's what we do. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can see if I was saying what I'm saying and I'm not kicking it with, I'm not pulling up. I'm here. Nigga, I got 2 cribs. I'm here every day. Every day.
No, you was here.
I'm here kicking it with I'm here smoking with T.O. I'm here streaming every fucking day. I don't gotta be here. Nigga, you was just at my setup. Yeah. My shit nice. Yeah. I can just be in that computer collecting dust. I be here every day. If I was saying this and I wasn't on the court hooping with, I get it.
But I'm on the court hooping with every day. I don't give a fuck what these talking about. Yeah. This is me being real.
So here, DDG has to tell these guys, he's like, yo, I got 2 cribs. I'm in the crib every day. And he's yelling at them to work harder. And then there's also a new guy. I'm like, who are these people? Please tell me. Now, they had this like quarter zip idea, which was good. And DDG joined them for this quarter zip idea. But you can't want it more for these guys than they want it for themselves. Like all of these other groups, they're streaming at the same time and they're appearing on each other's streams. So these guys have to figure out some sort of segments. So if you're one of DDG's entourage, which you guys are in the Capaholics, if you want to make a name for yourself, and DDG's coming to your crib, it's not even like, yo, you're never here for us. He's there and they don't do anything. You got to figure out, how can I become a recurring funny theme or something in DDG's stream? How can I prank him this one stream? So you can become a character. So when DDG's offline, then his viewers care enough about you guys to want to watch you when DDG's not online. Because right now, they don't care. They're just like, oh yeah, that's one of DDG's homies. There isn't enough interaction for you guys to get airtime in front of many more viewers so that they watch you guys. And that's how you slowly build it up. That's how you build like your own little universe. But these guys, they're just lazy. Honestly, I think these guys are just chiefing all day, living in a crib for free. They're like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna turn on the stream a little bit. They don't want it. And that's why I say like DDG's just gotta cut these guys off. They're just dead weight. Like if they can't think of these things and I can, like me, my dumb brain, and this isn't even my job, like come on, dog. So there's that. He also argues with his brother.
A thing, if I know what you got going on, you know what I got going on. How can we stream at 2 a.m., 2 p.m.? That's unrealistic.
I'm gonna say this though. He's the only that came with content like, let's do it together. You ain't never told me, hey, let's do 24-hour, let's do this and that. You ain't never came to my room and said,
why do I need to come to your room?
I'm just saying, you ain't never.
So how is that a group thing?
So
if
I
I'm talking to you,
do a stream with you.
If I'm talking to you, that's not a group thing.
It started off with them. Now I got a quarter zip on. That's how it go.
Right.
Exactly. So
listen,
me and you did
something, and it ended with all 5 of us.
Right, but that's what I'm saying though. Like what I'm saying is like we just did a complete good stream, right? The start of the end of the stream where we're ending. Oh, we're nothing. We're at the bottom. What? I got more money than half the niggas in them other groups. I'm way more successful than other. So if we talk about individually, none of the niggas can fuck with me. If you talk about other groups, none of the niggas can fuck with you. Because we worried about them for
it. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else.
Yes, it do, bro. Okay, so let's do this. For now on, let's not film with nobody but ourselves then.
That's what the fuck I've been trying to do.
Okay, the mother, every day that ain't cap, I'm saying
I've been telling you.
I've been on that. And I've been on that.
Listen, but this is what happened. All will say, oh, I just got on stream and my views low now. Like, y'all say it on stream.
I don't give a
said it today.
That's a joke.
But I don't give
it doesn't matter, but it comes from a real place. It's like you can't think about that. If we stream together on the same camera, yeah, I'm gonna have more viewers than that's just how it's gonna go.
Okay, but listen,
it is what it is. But guess what? Going viral every day. Eventually, everybody's gonna be up.
But listen,
plain and simple.
What I'm saying to that is that's like we can't. It's unrealistic to all of us to stream at the same time. How?
No, it ain't unrealistic.
How?
You can make time for whatever you want.
Exactly. So what does it matter if I stream at 10 or Derek stream at 10?
So here you have this delusional Dub here, and I can't go on Dub too much because he's somebody that is consistent and he works hard. He does. But nobody cares how much money you have. You're in the game of streaming, which is how relevant are you guys as a group in comparison to these other groups? Nobody cares about your bank account. Nobody cares how long you've been doing this. It's what have you done for me lately? Like DDG, there was a time period when he was streaming and he didn't have any motion. Do you think he was saying, yo, I'm better than all these other streamers? Like, you haven't seen what I've done on YouTube and in music? No, he said, I'm going to put my head to the grindstone and I'm going to run it up. And he ran it up as we saw last year. So the fact that Dub's like trying to go back and forth with him, it's like, no, shut up, listen to DDG, follow the captain, and take criticism. Like DDG doesn't benefit from these guys blowing up. He wants to help them. Well, he does benefit if they actually do blow up, but the amount of effort that he's put in so far is more than anybody else would put in. And he has to explain to these guys and argue with them to get them to agree to do something that will help them. At that point, you just got to throw your hands up and say these guys don't want it bad enough. They don't want to compete. That's what it looks like to me. So then we've got the streaming aspect with his cameraman leaving him. We've got his crew just in shambles. And then what do we also have? DDG's music career.
In 2025, you couldn't see me off your For You page. So why I ain't getting major hits? If anything, I'm going to be honest, the streaming fucked it up a little bit. Being honest. You got to put so much time into this shit. You know, it's times where, and a lot of times when I don't stream, I got a I'm going to the studio. When I go to the studio, I'm in the studio for 12 hours. I can't stream. Okay, cool. I want to intertwine the two. I'm going to stream the song and I'm going to stream in the studio while I'm making it. While I'm making the song, I got 10,000 plus niggas that want to co-write with me and tell me if it's or not. First, I got to deal with that. Then second of all, you hear the full song. Then third of all, the business and not done on the song. So when it's ready to put out the song, you done already heard it. Y'all seen how the hit-a-thon went. DDG Live, if you go on there right now and type in songs from the hit-a-thon, it's on there with millions of views. I haven't got 1 million views on a music video in a long time.
Here, DDG had to learn the harsh lesson that I could have told him before he started this whole thing. Yeah, streaming and music don't go together. There's a reason why Plaqueboy Max hasn't been making music on stream anymore. You cannot, streaming is about interaction, and you have the worst backseat gamers, backseat drivers, backseat engineers, backseat producers, backseat rappers, all in your chat. And they want your attention. And they're going to tell you this sucks, not change this bar. Meanwhile, the person has no rap career. They haven't had any song do anything. And streaming is so fast paced. So really what I think happened is DDG's music audience dwindled a little bit and his live streaming audience grew because, like he said, he hasn't gotten 1 million views on a music video because the music video is old by the time it comes out. They've already heard you make the song, and it takes away the magic of the music making process. It's kind of like this game of push and pull. For example, like a Tory Lanez, right? He live streamed himself on IG making a mixtape, but does he do that for every project? Does he do that for every song? No, but it brought that core fan base closer to him because they got to peer in. They got to see past the veil and like, oh, whoa, this is how this works. But they can't see all of it. Otherwise, the magic is lost. And also what DDG's talking about is like, yo, songs got to get cleared. He ran into a huge issue with Pink Dreads, like the producer and the song getting taken down and the speed at which everything moves. The song moves quicker than he's able to get paperwork done for it, music video done for it, and it uploaded, and to run a proper marketing campaign for it. So yeah, his music career hasn't been doing that hot. Now, can he do music and streaming? Yes, but they would have to be separate, and you can't be the best at both. So one is going to have to sacrifice. But DDG, I think he was just looking at it like, yo, how do I maximize the amount of bread I can get whilst doing these two things? Because music would just be a loss. He would be spending 12 hours not streaming, and then he would be paying for the studio time and for the music. So he would be losing money constantly, and the opportunity cost where he could have been streaming, and losing relevance in the streaming world because he would be streaming less to focus on music. So that's a tough decision that he's going to have to make. But if he wants to make music, I think he should just be like, yo, guys, I got a new song. I was locked in the studio, because it also gives enough time for his streaming audience to miss him because they're used to watching him every single day. Yo, DDG's been gone for 2 days. Oh, wait, DDG popped back on for stream for 10 hours, and then he disappeared for a day, and then he came back for 3 days. That unpredictability will make them appreciate him a little bit more too. And that brings us to our last one, which is DDG versus his fans. He's into it with his own fan base, and he was happy when all the communities got knocked off and said they better watch out.
I'm gonna give y'all another legendary run, and I'm gonna leave. So whenever you see me go on a run and I'm going stupid and I'm back averaging 20, 50, whatever, just know the ending coming. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna let you miss me because y'all take me for granted. Y'all think I'm fast food. Y'all need to start treating me like Morton's Steakhouse. I want to be treated like Nobu. You feel me? You only come to me when you want to take a bad. You feel me? You trying to get your best fit out when you want to pull up to me. Y'all pulling up to my hoop shorts and drawers. You feel me? Hoop shorts and dirty ass t-shirts.
As long as the bread is in streaming, especially if he's running up that bag on Kick now, because I think he's streaming, he's testing out both. Trust and believe, DDG will not be going anywhere. But I do think that he is a little bit upset with his fans complaining about him. And I guess I don't even know what they're complaining about, because this guy's consistent. He's in different cities all the time. He's constantly moving around. And like I've said before, he had 10 years in the game, at the top of the game, and consistent. We look back 10 years, Roman Atwood, Fusi, these guys, they disappeared on us. Where'd they go? They took long breaks. Roman Atwood, he had that whole stalker situation. Fusi, he's taken huge breaks, never really been back, except that legendary streaming run. Dear God almighty. Wow. He had the greatest stream of all time. They've got to put that on, I don't know. I was going to say like an NFT, but let's be real here. There's got to be some sort of memorabilia for that stream, like some hard drive or something for it that sells for a ton of money in the future. And DDG would flex on them again, telling them that he can't fall off after they accused him of that.
And that's like telling LeBron you can't hoop. You feel me? That's like telling Curry you done. You can't make another three. How many threes I got to make? You feel me? And honestly, like when y'all like that, it just lets me know that this content is such fast food where I can't get too involved with it. That's why I don't get too married to the criticism. I don't get too married to content. That's why I do this streaming to do it. I do this streaming with my eyes closed. I don't give a about what the outcome is. Like a nigga like Deshae though, he live and breathe this. So if y'all get to criticizing him, this like I done seen it. This be in his room, and he'll really be thinking about this up about it. On my life. But I learned this is so fast food. Like,
and this is true. I just think that a lot of people say somebody fell off when they just outgrew their content. Like a lot of musicians or a lot of rappers, especially rappers for teeny boppers, like those SoundCloud rappers are like, man, Pump fell off. This guy fell off. They're making the same exact music. You just grew up. And I think for DDG, some people just maybe grew out of streaming. Now, if they're still watching other streamers instead of DDG, then that's dangerous. That is of the utmost concern. But the thing is, DDG's never going to fall off because he's constantly on the cutting edge of every new social platform. Everyone that's coming up grew up watching him, so they will easily collab with him and he'll collab with them. And he's a guy that loves attention. So he's not going to be like, yeah, I'm going to take some money moves and I don't really care about the attention anymore. So if you have all of those things in order and he's entertaining, you really can't fall off. You're just going to be on to the next one, It's like an Andrew Tate, right? Like that guy loves attention, even though he has all the money in the world right now. So whenever someone's blowing up like Clavicular, he pulls up on them, kicks it with them, absorbs some of the clout again. So he gets that new audience again and again and again and again. Because like that dude grew up watching Andrew Tate. But this is chaos for DDG. Like we don't know what the hell he's going to focus on now. Let me know what you guys think about my idea for him recruiting a cameraman. Now, you have to be fair and look at it from DDG's perspective, because I know some people will be like, man, that's grimy. Like, yo, so what if the cameraman wants to eventually have his own career? Dog, this guy's trying to run a business. And I think even Blackboy Max, when he was recruiting a cameraman, he's like, yo, I'm not hiring somebody that has aspirations to be a content creator. And he just wants somebody that wants a job, a consistent job, and can do that job. But in order to do that, you can't have homie business the way DDG has it. Like he wants to kick it with the guy, and I think DDG's probably nice. He's chill. No, you've got to be like, yo, show up on time. Okay, yeah, your shift's over. See you tomorrow. You can't blur the lines of friendship and working together, at least with the cameraman. Now you could say like, yo, Speed and his cameraman have that and all that, but hey, listen, DDG ain't Speed and his cameraman. Clearly, we've seen him lose 2 cameramen already. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.